Who? Who are you? This could quite possibly be the most important question that you ever ask yourself. Some people never figure out the answer. They're searching for it all their lives, or they have denied themselves and they walk the world living a lifeless life, just merely existing, going through the day, working, and getting a paycheck because they're addicted to the paycheck and buying more stuff so that they could get a temporary happiness or pleasure and satisfy themselves in ways that they're just absolutely completely miserable. They have no purpose. So we're going to answer both of those questions. Who and why, which is literally your identity and your purpose. I like to think of it in perspective of purpose. Some people think purpose is sort of circumstantial. I think it's a calling. Okay? It's what you're called to do. It's what you are here on this planet to do. But it's a little bit different because calling is your life is meant for this thing. Purpose is really why do you do what it is that you're doing? Like, what kind of a service are you actually giving that is fulfilling you? That's what purpose is. To me, in this regard, who is the most important question? And to be able to answer that question, it takes a lot of filling this container with what makes you feel whole. That is the last question that you will probably answer. And why is probably the first one that you will be able to successfully answer. And then when you figure out who you are, what you are here to do is going to be like that. It's going to follow immediately. So in order to be able to figure out who you actually are, you have to figure out what motivates you. Why are you doing what it is that you're actually doing? What kind of service are you good at doing? And what drives you to do that? Literally, you're going to be searching for values, your morals, the things that motivate you. And also your strengths, your weaknesses, things that are really going to be in alignment with what makes you feel whole and complete, lacking in nothing. That's what your why is. And for me, I'll give you an example. Who I am a performer. Once again, I look to get a reaction out of you to then take that energy and bounce it back to make you feel better. My why is to inspire people to be emotionally free so we can truly express ourselves to be understood and live in synergy. My what I am here to do is I'm here to shatter the image of degradation and replace it with the mode for developing opportunity. I don't have a whole lot of energy to be able to fulfill this right now, nor wave my arms around or sit up straight. My head is about to reach the ground, and my circumstances are definitely changing when it comes to my body, my health, my living situation. Everything that I am doing is changing, and my ability to take care of myself is definitely plummeting. But I know who I am. That's what's important, right? So figuring out who you are and why you do the things you do and what you are here to actually do are some of the biggest questions that you will probably ever answer. And once you figure out your identity, which is what we're answering, then simply being able to handle and take care of managing that identity and the talents, the gifts, the abilities that you now have is what we're building toward. Because this whole journey is about becoming that person, but you're also building the character, the foundation to be able to handle it. Because when you figure out who you are, you're going to have to be able to take care of yourself in a way that you're humble. You know, you have humility and you can be able to share your gifts without flaunting them like as if you need your ego stroked or if you need fame or fortune. You know, you need these things that are of the material world. It's man-made. Fame and fortune, money, materials, all the things you can buy, and fame, people who value you and regard you and see you in a way that they give you recognition. Those are all man-made. Those can be taken away as easily as they are granted. So they're not actually valuable. You shouldn't value those things. And it's kind of crazy to say, you know, like a lot of people would go out of their way to get money and to make money and to be known. But this whole journey, if I haven't said it already, is, you know, what I really help people do is if they're in a place where they don't know or they want to be known, I help them become somebody who's actually worth knowing. And they'll find out at some point in their life that that was what they were actually supposed to do. But instead, they screwed up everything over here. They totally ruined their lives. They did a bunch of drugs. They ruined and lost all of their relationships. And they backstabbed everybody to be able to get famous, to be able to make money, and in turn, in making that money, you know, they burned a lot of people and they lost a lot of stuff, and maybe they don't have their health anymore, and their mind definitely isn't wired right because they screwed it up in the process. So literally, they lost the three most important things that we can value as humans: your health, your peace of mind, your relationships. And when it comes down to it all, being able to have all that, if you have your character, your dignity, you know, your self-respect, your honor, your integrity, you know, you're honest with yourself, you can maintain it all and you can gain it all. Like, people will see the value in you. So when situations change, the ball drops, you know, you're able to handle yourself in a conversation. People will treat you respectfully. And, you know, they can see the emotional maturity. They can value you for who you are. And they'll see that, you know, you're a person of integrity. You're credible. You're an authority. And, you know, your life is an asset to this world. So when shit hits the fan, people are going to come in and try and recover you. At least that's what I believe. And we'll see how things go. If that happens for me, we'll see how that goes. Because currently, situations are changing. And in this position where you are going to be able to take care of yourself and build the character to be able to value who you are and why you're here, these questions are going to be so imperative. Now, basically, everything I've said so far is an overview of what is to come. It'll become in more detail. And I just keep repeating and drilling this into your head because these are the things that you have to focus on. And I'm going to keep repeating them because you have to focus on these things. It's about focusing it and on it and becoming mindful of those things in everything that you do. You're going to be having to ask, who am I? Why am I here? I mean, like, seriously. I had to look into a mirror when I didn't have my identity and ask myself every day. I literally stared myself in the eyes and looked in the mirror. Who are you? Who are you? Literally. I did that. Every time I looked in the mirror, I had to ask myself because I didn't know. The reflection wasn't clear. It wasn't there. I was lost. So in being able to gain that answer after 2 years, 2.5 years of personal growth and development, I can honestly say I'm full. My container is full. Like, I feel whole and complete. I am so happy. If I lose everything today, I will still be happy. That is my belief. The only thing is, though, if I'm not healthy, then I'm also going to be miserable. And that's going to be tough. So I don't know what God's got in store for me when I lose everything. If I do or don't, what happens? But my life is so unhealthy right now when it comes to my physical body that, I'm at polar opposites with everything. I am the happiest person that you know, while also being the most miserable person that you have ever met. Think about having all of your ideas come into completion. As for knowing who you are, why you're here, and what you're here to do, and you can't do it. I'm a performer. My body is wreaking havoc on me, and I literally feel like I am being pushed outside of my own container. I don't have control of this thing that I'm supposed to own, and it's taking advantage of me. I feel like I'm being torn apart. My spine is twisting and rotating, and my entire body's contorting with it. And then the muscle tissue, all of the fascia, the ligaments, everything that's attached to it, it's tight, and it is extremely tight, pained, numbed, and tingling, and it needs to be released. My brainstem is being choked. The messages from my brain to my body are delayed. And any way I sit, any way I stand, any way I sleep, I feel like I'm being stabbed. Every time I move, I feel like I'm getting stabbed. Down here, where my nerve is entrapped in my body. And in order to be able to overcome all of this, I have to mentally think and have faith and believe that I am going to get better. And I also have to do whatever process is necessary medically to be able to handle this situation. At this point, I'm entering a spiritual place and a spiritual presence and health in this growth that my language may start to change. And it may not be so simple as it is now. But I'm trying to give the simplest explanation for you for this entire course so that anybody can understand it. So that I don't have to re-explain myself. Anybody from a basic level of communication in the English language can understand what I am saying and apply it to their lives. If I start saying, extremely complex words, not everybody's going to pick it up. I have to speak to a very broad audience so that I can heal the world, at least for what I'm doing here. When I get more educated on these things and I share that, it's going to be intense, believe me. But right now, if this is the only thing I need to focus on, and if I need to put this in the past so other people can find their identity, then I will do that. This has its time, just like I took an entire month working straight on editing this movie on my computer. In Pursuit of Purpose, Finding a Life of Happiness, a 2.5-year personal growth documentary. If you have not seen it, please It's about Michael Earth Osada becoming Michael Earth Osada. He was an absolute nobody. He lost his voice. And in so doing, he became somebody. That was the end goal. He became somebody who is actually worth knowing. This whole thing was about me building the character. And I have the character to be able to manage the 11 talents that I have right now. Do you want to know what they are? Or do you have the ego that's going to go, oh my gosh, explode on Michael. He's the most talented person in the world. And why does he deserve more talents than me? I'm telling you, I've been through a lot of pain. I've had to mature at a rapid rate. Find another 21-year-old who's going to be teaching you these things. I dare you. Find them. Find them. You don't learn this type of stuff and emotionally mature like I have if you haven't gone through pain. If you don't understand what I'm saying, pain gives you maturation, and maturation gives you pain. It's a very consistent cycle. I am still going through pain, but the pain no longer serves me by teaching me things. I've learned all that I need to know from pain. I've gained all the wisdom I need to know from pain. Pain doesn't teach me anything anymore, at least not that I know. If I hit the next stage where I'm about to die, which I feel like I'm dying, and my body is killing me, then when I successfully get assassinated by my organs shutting down or something else bad happening, then it will be the end of me. And at that point, maybe I'll learn something about life. But right now, I don't think the pain is serving me anymore. You understand? So I accelerated the entire process. That's how I was able to share these answers with you, these gifts. And, I wouldn't wish it upon anybody. I'm happy that things turned out how they are. But look, the reality is this. The past 6 months, I've been trying to get my health. Only trying to get my health. It's the only thing. I'm not succeeding. I'm not making the money to be able to afford it. I have to ask people for help. And every person I ask denies me. They tell me, your opinion doesn't matter. What you're going through is not real. Shut up. No, I'm not going to participate. I'm not going to give you money. I'm not going to help you. You don't have a problem. You're not dying. You don't need help. Can you please just, stop talking about your problems? They don't exist. And they convince themselves that they're not responsible for my life, for being a productive member of society and actually helping me. It's absolutely mind-blowing, despicable, upsetting, miserable, defying of all gravity and elements that should be human. It's monstrous. Everybody's a monster. And I'm the only human around. Or these humans are being complete fools, and they know not the sins that they have against me. It's bad. I mean, it's crazy. It's really crazy how I'm being treated. And, I'm just not getting my health. But this spiritual presence that I'm stepping into, it's a mindset thing. And spiritually, I can overwrite the damage that is being done unto me. Somehow. But once I release all the problems in my nervous system, then maybe I can successfully do it. Because right now, you know, I'm doing the ad walks. Ad walks meaning I made the transition from ad talk, where it was an awareness documentation. I was talking and speaking into my self-awareness and improving upon my goals so that I can in turn then connect with the awareness of the rest of the world. Okay? I was documenting my progress and my process and sharing how I was going about it so that other people could benefit from my own self-reflection. In turn, I went through the self-healing process, the emotional reflection method, and the freedom journey. So I found healing so that I could be able to claim a positive conversation with myself in the self-healing process. In the emotional reflection method, I then connected with other people, identified my values through them, and was able to solidify through personal development what I am to do to then find self-awareness in the freedom journey. And in the freedom journey, moving into that is what I am doing now. Hopefully, I'm at the end of it when I get my health. Right now, I feel like I'm transcending the freedom journey, even with the bad health. That's why I started ad walks, because the ad walk is like a spiritual transcendence. Because all of this, believe it or not, it's all stage 1 of my awakening. And I broke it up into 3 different phases within 30 steps, within what is currently 282 subtopics and 312 complete topics, those extra 30 being the 30 steps to live a purpose-driven life. The steps, 30 steps to live a purpose-driven life. 282 subtopics called gates. All in all, 312 steps you're going to take. Hopefully you're not shocked, because it's a lot of inner work you're going to have to do. This is not an easy process. To build the character that I've built, to maintain my talents and know everything about me that I need to know right now to become me, people would pay money for that. I just haven't gotten the clients yet. I just haven't gotten people to take in the value and use it yet. I just haven't gotten the realization yet. And it better come at some point or another. It better come. If I die without other people realizing how valuable what I'm sharing is to completely accelerate the process in their life, then if I don't somehow make history or legacy, nobody else has discovered how to find self-awareness. Can we please acknowledge this so that you can... This is incredible. Are you not awake to this? Self-awareness. Nobody else can teach it. Okay? I'm the only person who's doing it. This is the beginning. And like I said, it's an overview. We're going to move through all these different steps. And it may not be the exact process that is best for you to follow. But it's the process that worked for me. And believe me, these things are about character, values. They're steps in the process that are doable by anybody. It should be that way. I just happen to include things like sales because selling is a way of life, and you have to overcome certain things in your mind and recognize patterns and be able to interpret things ahead of time so that you can then in turn close the sale, which is closing your mind on a solution to an idea. Other people as well, if you're doing sales. It's all interesting stuff here, all right? So, what I really want to share with you, apparently my nose is really itchy, is the specifics when it comes to what it is that I can help you do. Okay. I wrote it in this part that I've been sharing with people. And through this process of what I do in helping you find self-awareness, if you happen to still be searching for who you are, why you are here, and what you are here to do, I can fast forward your entire process by being in the know, KNOW, so you can have the knowledge and the wisdom to say no to what you don't want to do, and yes to what you love to do. More of that, please. Thank you. I know how to find self-awareness because I did it for myself within a mere 24 months. Moving from losing my voice and my identity to knowing exactly who I was, why I was here, and what I was here to do. I documented the entire process to stand in history as a gift to share with the world. And I even created a movie as a living testimonial to who we be. This is not just about me. This is not about me. Realize that my about me is about you. If I can give you self-awareness, dude, you've got your life, your entire life ahead of you, okay? All of this will be covered in my 30 steps to live a purpose-driven life. If you're interested in following this process, I will be sharing it with my group. Or we can hop on a call so I may share a few ideas about how you can be emotionally free, so you can connect with any and everyone having the motivation to speak into emotional intelligence. Would this at all interest you in having a chat? You see, at the end of all of this, when I am done solidifying this process, when I've got some clients and I've shared this with them, I suspect I would be paid a lot of money because I know it works. Nobody else has this process. When I created this thing, this 30 steps to live a purpose-driven life, I wanted to be paid $400 a session for my coaching. I realize not everybody's got that much money. Okay, so when my coaching practice fills, we will reach that price and we will raise it. Okay, right now I'm working on a donation basis. So to be able to make things work, I want to make sure that I'm connecting with people and making sure that they can participate in the good of life with me. That's the most important thing. As long as they're working on themselves and they're doing the work, then you can work with me. Ultimately, I don't want to have to continue to teach this stuff for the rest of my life. I want to be done with it. It's a certain phase. It comes with the movie. Can we get it over with, please? Then we can move on to performing and healing other people in other ways, okay? These questions. Let's go back into it. Who are you? Why are you here? And what are you here to do? I've spoken about this in a certain phase in my life, particularly in May 2018, in that time period. Who are you? You see, why and how are very critical questions. Why is a question that great philosophers like Aristotle and Plato asked. And in so doing, we learned so many foundational things that ended up helping serve humanity. Even today, we still look at their work, and in observing it, we learn new things. So, with anybody's work that you look at, you have to ask why. And in so doing, you discover new things because you create the curiosity connection. You find problems, which lead into giving life to new options, which in turn gives birth to creativity, finding new solutions. So, those people are great. Aristotle and Plato, the Greeks, awesome. but they didn't build an empire. The Romans built an empire. The reason why is because they asked how. How do we do this and create the structure to be able to put this all together? Questions you are asking are critical to your identity. If you ask, why am I here? If you asked, why am I doing what I'm doing? If you ask, what motivates me? Why? Then you're going to be a good leader. Simon Sinek made a whole book about Start With Why. Do you know how many different revisions of my why I did? Here's one of them. Okay. My why right now is... Oh, here it is. Here's the old one. Okay. I live to inspire people to live in synergy, 2 lives, so we can communicate effectively and be understood. I live to inspire people to live in synergy so we can communicate effectively and be understood. It's so different now. When was this written? A pledge to mankind as the performer, January 30th, 2019. See, I'm telling you, ever since January, I've known everything I need to know. Like, let's get on with my life already. I've been sitting around dying for 6 months now. It's very upsetting that I'm not making progress. Think about wasting away at age 21. Every day you wake up, it's another day wasted. And your body's getting worse and you're not able to do anything about your situation. And everybody else is denying you, and as you become less productive and focused, you're losing things like your housing situation, and you're willing to give up all of your materials, everything you own, so that people could just pick them up and take them out of the house for you, because physically, on your body, it's too taxing to do yourself. You cannot move these speakers, this desk, the TV, the dresser, the furniture. You cannot do it with this body. It will break you. You will fall apart. It will break you. Okay? That's my situation. It's the only reason. The only reason why I've been able to give you this much information is because I've been through a lot of stuff. A lot of painful stuff. Hopefully that you never have to go through. And I matured. I have the answers, wisdom, and knowledge that you need. Your choice to listen to it or not. Hopefully I stop the pain. So, I don't know if there's more I can mature, but hopefully. So if you ask these questions through everything you're doing, eventually you'll find the answers. You just have to focus on them and be mindful, doing these awareness documentations every single day until you can do an ad walk. In which case, an ad walk is literally walking your talk and being in desperation mode, which is by my new definition. When you're operating in desperation mode, you are literally desperate. Your dying will. When you focus on your dying will as if you have to accomplish it, no matter the cost, you are about to die. Then you will know what it truly means to share your gifts. My dying will is to share my gifts. I have so much to give. So much to give. So much to give. Yet, even while my container is full, even while it is leaking, I have to pour out for you. This is the expression that was at the end of my movie. I have everything to give. I filled this container. All I have to do is give to you. Yet my body is falling apart. I'm losing my capacity to be able to do it. I'm losing my health, my relationships, my peace of mind. Everything's going. There's no room for improvement anymore if I don't have my health. I have to pour out for you, or I will die. I will completely lose myself, my sanity, and you will lose a beacon of hope for the world. The next Michael Jackson, the next Eminem, Martin Luther King Jr. is going to become Stephen Hawking. You know, it's really, 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 really big. Really big. Who I am, you haven't even seen it. It's so upsetting. So you want to know who I am? I'll show you who I am. With all the pretty colors. And then we'll end this video. I just updated this like yesterday. And for some reason, all I do now are lose followers. I don't gain followers. They drop off. I have 892. A month ago, or 2 months ago, I had like 1,000. Alright? Look at all these emojis. Nobody else is doing this. Okay. You can tell I'm an expressive person. Because Michael Orthosada, I show people how to be emotionally free, EQ, so we can truly express ourselves, be understood, and live in harmony. That's my new why. It went from I live to inspire people to live in synergy so we can communicate effectively and be understood to I show people how to be emotionally free so we can truly express ourselves, be understood, and live in harmony. This is my new why. Live in harmony, okay? I don't know how many times I've said synergy. I held on to that one for about 5 months. 4 months until I figured out harmony is a better word because not everybody wants to work together to save my life. So, my talents, my gifts, who I am, listen to this, okay? Living with, this is my description, living with life-threatening health challenges in Torrance, California, following his calling since October 24th, 2018. I know how to find self-awareness. I documented the entire journey to create the first I movie. Don't forget the hashtag. A 2.5-year documentary. This is me. Michael is a dancer, entertainer, performer, artist, singer, rapper, interviewer, healer, leader, emotional freedom coach, and speaker. Everything I do and love is about connecting with people. As God's child, my thorn has yet to be plucked and branches pruned so as to be ready to blossom. It's not about roles anymore. It's about souls. You make a difference whether you want to or not. Because together, we stand united in our unfolding. You have one life audition, and the world is your stage. Don't forget to include the audience. Who and why? What are you here to do? Answer these questions, please. I love you. And I'm sharing this for you so you can find your self-awareness. Look at all this. It's me living the example. I'm not showing off. Get it together, please. I did it for you. Can you do it now for yourself? The world is very lost right now. It needs you. Here's your hope. If I pass, here's your hope. Okay? That's all I want. Better humanity.